Hi, stream. Hello, good morning, and good evening, afternoon, all that good stuff. Happy Tuesday. So, I think we are going to start a new project today, which I'm pretty excited about. We just finished 2 other projects last week. So, that all went really well. This time I'm going to try something new, something a little different, and I think it'll be a lot of fun. Now, a couple, I guess, updates, if you will, before we start, but I did end up getting a new mouse. Well, not exactly a new one, but I'm using a new mouse for today because I've realized that I've started to get a little bit of shoulder and forearm pain, mostly on my right hand side, which is my mouse side. And I think a lot of that does have to do with just how much I've been using the computer and everything. So I usually use my normal mouse. My working and gaming mouse is this one, which is also by Logitech. This is the G502X Plus, I think. So it's a wireless mouse, perfect for gaming. It's nice and light, and it feels really great in my hand. It's also the most similar to one of my old mouse that I used for years, the G502. And I got this, which is the Logitech Master MX something. So I ended up getting this one, and I've been trying to use it, even though I'm not very used to ergonomic mice. But I thought this would just be something that would probably help out with shoulder and arm pain, especially trying to move on to using that more while I am just doing more work or more design work, and I'm leaving my other mouse specifically for if I choose to game or something like that. So today I've been doing a bunch of editing, and I think things are going pretty well. I did try to take as much time off on the weekend from using my computer so that I can have some time to rest during the weekend and then get back to it during the workday. But I think because of that, I just feel a lot better, and I'm just trying to keep up that momentum so I don't get in that same kind of pain or discomfort that I've been feeling. I think one thing I'm also going to try incorporating into my just normal schedule would probably be more arm stretches and exercises, so I don't continue to feel that kind of strain in my arm when just being on the computer all the time. So I hope that really works out. But yeah, that's kind of something that I wanted to update you guys on, as well as a few days ago over the weekend, I was able to get my account to affiliate on Twitch, which is something that is really exciting. I started streaming this year in January 31st or something like that. I want to make sure I hit the first month of January because this was something that I want to do since last year. And I knew if I planned ahead and tried to do all the cute overlays and all that kind of stuff, I would probably just never end up starting to stream. So I'm happy that, it might look a little, not the cutest, I would say, stream in the world, but it's our stream. So again, I also want to say a huge thank you to all of you guys who have followed, watched, and interacted with me for helping me get to affiliate, because it's really exciting, and I'm not exactly sure what this entails, but we're here and I'm ready for it. Now, a bit of a summary before we start off into our new project, because it is a bit of a wild one. It's something that I've never personally worked on before, and I really just honestly hope that it works out. But here's what we are working on previously for our, our projects or our Twitch streams. So this is the project that we just finished, and I also posted just a mini little vlog, Instagram, TikTok about this project that we did together for an Apple Watch UI design. Now, the story of this is that we wanted to create a really perfect app for a home buddy, and it morphed into having to ideate and create affinity diagramming of what would it look like for a home buddy to have a perfect night. Well, they would probably, hopefully, do some exercises or stretching, do skincare, cook or order food, whatever they prefer. Maybe they'll have a late night coffee. I know some people have a coffee or even decaf after a meal. Personally, that's not me. I usually try to finish drinking my coffee or anything caffeinated before noon, just so I don't know, I'm very sensitive to coffee, but I think it's just this vicious cycle of not drinking it to the point that I get used to it, but then also I don't know. You know what I mean. You know what I'm talking about. Anyways, the other part is also screens. As someone who is quite a homebody, nature's cool and all, but I think I definitely do like to stay indoors, watching movies, TV shows, like reality shows. I think around the time that we were working on this and like ideating, I was watching Love is Blind, which actually, honestly, a lot of fun. Pretty good season. And watching anime or K-dramas. Also, if you guys have any recommendations for K-dramas, I am quite interested. I'm looking for something to watch these days. Just finished Marrying My Husband and I loved it. Got a little confused at the ending, especially with the introduction of so-and-so character. I think if you guys have watched the drama, you know what I'm talking about. But I feel like it wrapped up really nicely, and I would love to watch another K-drama if you guys have any recommendations. Now, other things that a homebody might do at night, in the evening, after they come home from work or school, would be books, manga, maybe reading some fan fiction. I've actually wanted to get back into writing a little bit more, and I was trying to find my old Lenovo yoga book or laptop. It was my old computer when I was still in university, and I just bring this up when we're talking about fan fiction because like it was the computer that I wrote a fan fiction on. I'm never telling you guys what it is, but that's what it reminds me of. So I need to find that computer. It's probably somewhere in the house. And also there's like interactive things like gaming, origami, clay, puzzles, or anything else like that. Now, after we created this affinity diagram, the next thing that we did was create a bunch of user stories. Now, this is how we start talking about how a user is actually going to, like, what would they actually do and what are they trying to achieve, and mapping out those goals, which we also created a bunch of little sticky notes. And then we create our home buddy Jake, who had a whole like thing going on about like what his evening was going to be as a homebody. And there we go. Now we also thought about some other ideas like an iPad docking app. I kind of leaned away from this idea only because we had just finished a bento box design. So I thought, you know what, maybe not this time, maybe I'll come back in the future. And also we moved on to how do we like share this visualization of someone going through an evening and telling a story through a bunch of different UI. And we ended up deciding on Apple Watch screens or scenarios. You know, I'm still not sure. And we ended up creating this. Now, I really love this design. I think it's really bright, it's colorful, there's a lot of high contrast, and I think we did a really good job. Now, this is posted onto my Dribbble account now, where you guys can view and kind of just like see some of the our Fig Jam board, as well as our alternate versions that we came up on how to like lay this out. So again, if you guys were part of that stream, or if you watched a VOD on YouTube, thank you so much for joining in and helping guide this along the way. I love being able to work with you guys on a cool design. Now, we have finished this design, and then we also completed project 3, which was just redoing an old project management ticket tracker application that I had done from like a very old portfolio piece that I never ended up publishing. So again, if you were a part of that screen, thank you very much for joining in. Now we're going to work on our new project. Now this new project, not gonna lie, you guys, I am quite nervous about, because we're going to be practicing a lot of new skills that I'm not very used to, things that I don't feel very comfortable with, and it's all gonna be here for you guys to view. So I am quite nervous, but we're gonna do it anyway because this is just for fun. We're just doing this to practice, no pressure. And you know, the best time to do something, the first time you try something is always gonna suck, but the second time and the third time you're just gonna get a little bit better and better, but you have to start in order to get better. So that's my mentality going into project 4. Now, what is project 4? So I've been kind of keeping you guys, I guess, like in the dark about this, but only because I wasn't exactly sure if I was able to really like commit to this and do this. So for the last couple of weeks, the thing that has been like really heavy on me is the passing of Dr. Slump and Dragon Ball creator Akira Toriyama. Now, I grew up really enjoying Dragon Ball. I remember sort of anyways being in Hong Kong with my family, and that was around that time where GT was actually airing on the television, and I would sit down and watch that with my family. Then when we immigrated over to Canada, Dragon Ball Z was something that was like on YTV, and it was just like such a nice, familiar bunch of characters and just a show that we were able to enjoy as a family. And it felt a little bit like bringing over that kind of home and peace that we had in Hong Kong over into our living room in Canada. Then when I was older, I ended up watching the original Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z and all of the movies in the original Japanese sub with the original Japanese music. And in a way, I feel like Dragon Ball has really been with me through a lot of different parts of my life. So it's very important to me. It's very precious to me. And the passing of Akira Toriyama was honestly like very, very sad for me. And it felt like the closing of a whole part of my life. And I have been thinking of a way to try to like honor Dragon Ball and like just show my appreciation for how much it has influenced me as a designer and as someone who is very interested in art. And one of the things that I love the most about Dragon Ball is the capsule technology. So just trust the process with me on this one. But I think I'm actually going to switch to talking head this time, but I think the thing that I want to do in this new project that we're creating is to build something related to Capsule Corp. Now, if you haven't heard of Capsule Corp before, I wonder what's the best way to introduce this to you guys, but Capsule Corp is a technology corporation run by Bulma's family. So basically in the world of Dragon Ball, they're like the number one inventor, richest family in the world, and they basically just invent things. Like they invent the Dragon Radar, they invent a bunch of different like automobiles, planes, things like that. And I guess like Time Machine would be one of them. And the cool thing about their technology is that they come in the form of these little capsules. You click the top and then you throw it out into like an open area, and then there's like this big puff of smoke, and the like plane or the car or the motorcycle appears. And then you can also put it back into the capsule as well. And that's how you would be able to like carry around a bunch of capsules in order to like do whatever you need to. Now there are different sizes and also different types, so you can have one capsule that's like a mini fridge with drinks, or like have one with food, or a car, a plane, a motorbike, anything you really need. And because they're in these tiny capsules, it makes it really easy to carry around. And that's like one of the best pieces of technology ever. Like I don't understand why we haven't come up with that yet. Like hello, we should definitely be like on it, like making this and everything, but you know, limitations of technology, I guess. So I thought it would be kind of fun to make something regarding this capsule technology. And I thought, how about an instruction manual? And when I think instruction manual, kind of like what my bookshelves were from behind me for my One Piece collection, I was thinking maybe IKEA would be kind of fun. Like if there was some way to do an IKEA crossover with Capsule Corp and then kind of make like the assembly instructions, I thought that would be really fun. So I think that's what we're going to do today. It works in my head. I kind of have a vision of it. I think it's going to be really tough and difficult for me, but I am willing to try because this is going to be a lot of typography, not so much UI, and mostly just like vector illustrations, which is a challenge that I want to be able to accomplish this year. So I'm going to pull up, we'll just use the Billy bookshelf because that is just like the classic IKEA furniture, you know, and let's just scroll down into, I don't know why it says Winnipeg. I'm not from Winnipeg, by the way. I don't think I've ever been to Winnipeg either. But let's go into assembly and see how we can do that. So I wonder if it's here. Maybe product details, assembly, and other documents. And yeah, let's take a look at the assembly instructions for a Billy bookshelf. Now this is a little odd, I guess. because, okay, now we have something like this. A few things we need to pick apart in order to kind of match this branding. One would be the font that we have for Billy, and two would be the background that we have for like all of the papers, and like this kind of like, if you guys can see it, it's not really like white, but like I would say off-white, little bit of beige in there. And yeah, and then eventually we're gonna have to like do all of this, which I think we can put a little bit of Dragon Ball flair into. Now, what I'm gonna do is actually just try to copy this or save this so that I can grab like a screenshot and start posting them into Figma, where we're gonna do most of our design work. Here we go. So let's just take this. We'll go back to Figma, then we'll copy and paste. And I'm gonna draw some rectangles or squares, I guess it doesn't really matter. And through that, we'll be able to start taking some colors. So I'm taking the colors with the eyedropper tool of like the black that they're using, the white background. And I honestly think that's it. I think there was a gray actually. Let me just go back and check. I'm pretty sure there was a gray color that we used somewhere anyway. Okay, maybe I'm just going crazy. And let's see what else we got. Well, let me see if there's anything with the colors, because I know the font face does change, but maybe, I don't know, maybe there's like some little color that's off here. Oops. Okay. Yeah, maybe it is this color. So I don't have all of my like mouse commands set up on this either, so we're just gonna try to roll with it. And if I need to, I'll switch back to my other mouse, but I think we're doing all right now. So now that we have this, I think another thing I want to grab would be more things about Capsule Corp. Probably like the logo, I think would be really helpful in this case. Let's see, I want like the legit one. I think it's this one. I don't know if we're actually going to use the blue, just because for the IKEA like thing, there's no blue or there's no color in it, most likely I guess to save like ink and stuff. So I think we're just going to leave that be. Also, just because it's the one I'm most familiar with and the one that I like the most, we're most likely going to do an instruction manual for the time machine that Future Trunks used to go back in time to our present timeline, our present universe, I guess. Now, what else do I need to grab? I feel like it would be nice to have just like a picture of a capsule. And then I want to, now that we have these resources, I think the next thing I want to do is go into the Dribble. I want to go into Dribble and look at different ways of laying this out just so I know what I'm actually going to need to create. Now, first I'm going to create a frame for our dribble shot. What is this again? I think it's 1600 by 1200, and that would be our size. Now, and we'll see what we need here. But I think these are the colors that we're working with. Oh, right. We also need the font. Now, I think this is... Let's try warning. And I definitely don't think it's enter, but let's also change up the type. I mean, I don't think it looks bad, but it looks maybe... Do we have Futura? Do we have Verdana? It looks Verdana-ish. What do you guys think? Right? So let me just see if this actually fits. I don't know why this is... think it's pretty close. We might need some... There we go. Okay, hold on. Yeah, I think maybe around here kind of looks similar to the font that they're using. I just want to make sure for the English, for all of the text, that it is also the same, just so we have like a good understanding of the different weights that are being used. Let's do that. Did you guys have work today, or were you at school, or were you studying? How was your day? Not gonna lie, I like, even though I've been streaming for like a couple months now, I guess like 1 month, I still felt a little nervous because like I usually post in the software development, I don't even know what it's called, like category. And then today I'm in art, and it's like, oh, is this? But I didn't feel like right making this like art, you know? So here we are in art. Yeah, I guess it just didn't feel right to put this into software development. I don't know why I said screen. And then screws. I think I'm gonna have to end up using a lot of this copy. There you go. I think it looks close enough that I'm willing to just accept it for what it is. But here we go. Now we have all of our different fonts, and I think we're good. Now I do want to check out some dribbles just to see like what it would look like to create something. I would say that's more like print, and print's not something that I'm used to. So I think this would be a need for me to take a look at maybe like packaging, or maybe even like branding. Well, there's print. Let's look at, well, that was pretty cool. Okay, let's look at branding first. I think branding might actually have what we're looking for. So like, I'm just checking like, how is it getting laid out? Oh, this reminds me that if we're going to do something with graphic design, we might have to have a little bit of grain texture. And I say this every time when we start a project, but I'm always trying to like avoid using too many blues, but we'll have to see, because I can't think of any other color that would go well here. Now, the thing with the capsules is that there aren't really too many instructions to use them. I think that's why they're so fun and exciting, because the instructions are basically, you find the one that you want, you click the top, you throw it into an area, and then you just wait for the poof and it appears. Then when you want to turn it back to the capsule, I'm pretty sure there's like a button, a poof again, and it turns back into capsule form. Obviously, this is much more like magical, I would say, than anything that we can create right now. But I think one day in the future, if we do have capsule technology, that would be so cool, so helpful, and so useful. Like, imagine being able to take your car in a capsule in your pocket or in your purse, right? Then you would never have to like pay for parking. And what can we do if we don't need all this parking? Well, then we can build more housing. So basically, capsule technology would solve a few problems for us. I wonder if I type in like instruction manual, we'd actually get something that would help us a bit more. Instruction manual, or instruction like brochure, pamphlet, things like that. Yeah, I feel like this is a lot more similar, I guess, to what I'm actually looking for, which is pretty exciting. Like, as someone who specifically designs applications like web apps, mobile apps, just things like that, it's really fun to be able to look at these kind of things, because they're just not really in my wheelhouse. Depending on the company that you work for, of course, like if you're at a startup or something, maybe if you're like the only designer there, then yeah, you're probably going to be the one who is making any kind of instructional brochures or pamphlets, guides, whatever. But there is such a thing as instructional designer that should like handle this more, who are like designers focused on designing to educate, I think is like a way to put it. So that seems like more up their alley, and not really like a product designer's real, I don't know, like real strengths would lie. I think this is pretty cool. I like the different layouts that they have, but a lot of this is using like mock-ups and things. I'm not sure if that's what I want to do here. I really like envisioned I don't want to say like a bento, but like kind of just a bunch of the different pages laid out and kind of like done at an angle is what my initial thoughts were at. So maybe I'll go back up. If I type in instruction, I wonder what I get. Maybe a darker background. I kind of like that. Oh, anyways, another thing that I was thinking about was like how to hook up my iPad when I do all my sketches for whatever kind of illustrations we're gonna need, so that I can also stream it on my computer and you guys can see what I'm doing. Because I thought it would just be so silly for me to like have to add another camera to the setup. After streaming for like a couple hours, this room already gets a little bit warm, so I can't imagine having to add like another camera, maybe another light, and like just more equipment into my setup. I kind of like how it's set up now. If you guys don't know, I do balance my mic on a bunch of manga, so it that's just what I got right now. That's what I got to work with, but it works for me, so I am okay with it. I don't know, do you guys ever have ideas like where it works in your head, but it's kind of like just blurry, I guess? Like I can see how it could look, but I can't see every single part of it. Like it's not so defined in me where, oh, I kind of like this. I feel like this would be something that, yeah, I think I really like this. I love the use of like the negative space here. I think that could be really helpful when, why is my stream stopping? I think this could be really helpful when I'm trying to design. So this is good. I feel like my stream just glitched out, but maybe we'll try something like that. So in our frame, I would say this is our dribble shot. I never end up naming my frames and layers and all of this different art book stuff, but we'll go from here and see what ends up happening. Now, I do need a few other frames of what we're gonna create. So let's also take this along with the background that we got. No way is this white. You know what I'm talking about when like the pamphlet itself isn't actually white, right? It's like this kind of dingy yellow color. Let me try to find it. This is also white. Color theory, that's crazy. Okay, I guess we're gonna go with this. And then, so what I liked about the thing that we were looking at previously, oh, make sure if you're doing your dribble shot to clip the content. If you don't have this box checked, then you're gonna see like the spillage from outside of your frame. And unless that's what you're going for, I find it's very distracting. So I just like to like check that box and then clip it so I don't see what's going on. No. What was the one I was just looking at? Oh. Yeah, something like this. I like the color a lot more. I can't believe that's white. It never looks white in my, like when I have it in my hands, right? Like the assembly instructions. But I guess like it makes sense. Okay. So what kind of instructions do we actually need? I would like the first page. So we have the title page. And then I think we can totally do this warning page. then we also have, oops, where'd it go? Okay, another warning page. We'll just do one warning page. And then we should have this like guide page. Though I don't think it matters if you try to do this by yourself. I think you should be fine, right? I mean, you just press a button. So we have the equipment page, I guess. I'm sure I'll know what that means. Okay, and then we don't have really parts. Do we need something like this? Probably like don't. Actually, yeah, I think we need this like materials page. And then we'll need like a 1, 2, 3. 1, which is to, we'll edit this. 1 is to find the capsule you want to use. 2 is going to be click the top. 3, once I can see it. 3 is going to be press the button. No, throw it. Throw it somewhere. And then 4, I guess it's the poof. And then 5 is the time machine. Okay, how's that? I don't think there's anything else. Let me just take a look through all this. I have built so many IKEA Billy bookshelves in my day. But I think I'm going to keep this because I like, you know, all these little serial numbers and like stuff here and everything. I think that's important and that kind of adds to the overall like style of it. So I want to keep it. Doesn't this look yellow to you? I think I'm just going crazy. Okay, let's move on. So we have all our different pages. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 pages. Interesting. Okay. Well, I guess, do we want this to be in a horizontal mode or should we actually use paper? So I just hit F on my keyboard to get to the different frames that Figma has. If you guys aren't, if you guys haven't used Figma before, but Figma is like a prototyping software or like a design software specifically meant for product or UX designers, which is what I am. And I'm also like just using it for the sake of this thing that I'm doing. Now, A4, I think sounds about right, right? Or my ear was itchy. So A4 sounds about right. And I think this would be what it should look like. But I'm also going to Control-Shift-C so I can copy as a PNG and then Control-V to paste it back. Now I have an image to work with instead of this frame. I just want to kind of work with it and see if I had 9 pages, what kind of layout is going to look good for this here. Honestly, this is like such a challenge for me because I've just never really thought in print form. So I'm quite curious about what this is going to turn into. And I also have to do something about this playlist because it is just not working for me. The music keeps stopping. So this is not this. Okay, so do maybe 1. I think smaller is definitely the way to go, so I can just like fit more on the screen. 1, 2, 3. And since it's an instruction menu, we'll also keep like the sharp corners for now. This is 22. I'm gonna change it up to 24. Then I'll do the same thing with here, just so we can follow that 8-point grid, because I feel like that would actually be a lot more helpful. And then this would be 24 as well. Then let's stagger these out just so they look a bit more interesting. There's nothing more boring than like things that all look at the same like level or same line. And I think I need 1 more. So let's do 3. Cool. Again, let's change this up a bit. Okay. I'm gonna copy all this as a PNG so that I can paste it and then work here. This is kind of cool, right? So I want all the frames in here to see, but I don't need them to show every single bit. And then it'll be kind of nice, I guess, to have like a Capsule Corp logo here. I think that would be pretty cool. And if I rotate it, it kind of looks like film. Now, you know what I mean? Well, let me think. Let me connect more with this brand. So the whole point of it is to be like more futuristic, but also it's like a comic, right? So maybe this is the way to go, where we just have like a bunch of different comic panels and I guess design it this way. I wonder if we should lean into the whole comic layout. Like if I look up manga page layout, like what would I find? Right? I think this would be pretty cool. Like a manga page layout for this design, except we need 9 boxes instead of 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's try it and see what happens here. I guess this would be like the big one. And then we'll also have 2, 3, 4. I definitely want like a nice long tall panel. Four. 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. How many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9. Okay. Getting somewhere. How does this look? Is this weird? So we'll have a probably a title page Warning should be some of the small ones. Equipment, materials, 1, 2, 3, 4. This would be the time machine. I'll just start marking this. This will most likely be the title page. Warning should be something small. We'll see. Poof. Probably here. And then you guys just have to trust the process on this. I think it might look cool. It might. I don't know yet. Equipment. Okay, poof. Throw. I'm debating if I want it to read right to left instead of left to right, because that's how I usually read manga, but might be a little bit too much to ask considering we are laying it out this way. Let's throw here. I think this could be click. And then this one can be find. So we have warning. I think the big one should be equipment, right? Equipment. And then materials. How does this feel? Let's get rid of that. All right, we totally started out with this whole A4 idea. It's crazy how like my ideas change as I design. Okay. I think this would be okay if we're doing print. And then we have to do a lot of different drawing stuff. Okay. We can do this. We'll be fine. All right. Now let's go back up here and take a look at what this would be. I guess it'll just be time capsule, right? In the title page. So where is all of our... I think we'll take this one. We'll say time capsule, and then we'll also change it to bold. Then let's also change up the color to this like black that we were using. Okay, actually I want to take a look at other, so this is Billy, which is a really short name. I need something with like a longer name for me to look at. Just because I want to see like, they use 2 lines, or do they just make the text smaller and keep everything on 1 line? Isn't IKEA supposed to like drop their prices or something for inflation? Let's try furniture. Oh. Yeah, like this one, like Moss Londa. I feel like this one, well, I'm sure the instructions wouldn't be too bad. Yeah, it looks like they just make it smaller, so everything is on 1 line. Just gonna zoom out a bit so I can get a clearer picture of what this is looking like. I think this looks nice. Now, what is the margin? Cool. Okay, now I'm gonna need an image of the time capsule. I wonder if there is like a nice black and white image. It's not a time capsule, it's a time machine. Let's copy this and see if we can do anything. Time machine. Okay, we'll just leave this here for now while I block it and really just like try to avoid having to turn this into a vector for myself. And I need this logo at the bottom. So I guess because we're not completely following the outline, it's gonna look a little silly. I feel like we just need the C. Hold on. There we go. Design and quality. Align it properly. This is so goofy. Okay. Don't know how I feel about the alignment. Like, there's part of me that wants to do this. But I don't know. Maybe because the logo's too big. There. I'm gonna have to redraw this. We'll see how that goes. Try to break it down to more simple shapes. Could leave this here, but it's just so goofy when it looks like this. I think we have to do probably something like that. Okay. I think this will work. Well, if it doesn't, we can always change it. Oh, hi Navcat. I wish I drew this. No, right now I'm just blocking it out with a PNG that I found online, but I think next stream when I have like my iPad set up, I do want to change this out into a vector. So it will be, it will be one day. now let's do the warning page. Do I want to draw this? I feel like I don't want to draw this right now. I have enough to draw eventually, I think. Do I want this to be aligned? Maybe. What does the warning page look like? I guess this is the warning page. Okay, now we start having like the numbers and like the little serial here. So I like how you're using Figma as your graphic design tool. I don't know anything else. I don't have Illustrator right now, so I'd rather not have you guys see me fumble around in a software that I'm not comfortable with. Plus, like, I'm already working on, like, you know, vector illustrations and stuff and graphic design, which I'm not that comfortable with. So I feel like if we're ever going to finish this, I need to use something. I need at least like one kind of safety net, right? We will use A4 dash something. I feel like this is too long. We'll say instead of AA, we'll do DB, and then we'll just put today's date, 24/03/19, and the 10. I don't know. We need another number in here. We'll do 03. I think these are pretty small. So this one's smaller than the 2. I feel like the 2 is too big anyway. Okay, let's try 8. I don't think it needs to be super visible. I don't think a lot of people care about this, but something like that. I think we'll do 2 languages. Or let's see. This is too close. Let's grab that. Serious. Oops. Serious or fatal injuries can occur from standing too close to an, I'll say, active capsule to prevent serious injuries. Throw capsule to an empty area as instructed. I guess I'll go with that. This is way too much. wonder if we should add a bit more here. Serious interest, throw capsule to an empty area as instructions. Read if you are uncertain, seek professional advice. Read and follow each step of the instruction carefully. I think that sounds legit. At my job, we actually have like copywriters who are able to help with this kind of thing. Just super lucky because I wouldn't know how to write up a bunch of copy like this anyways. Should I bold this? I kind of like the look of it when it's bold. Ooh, we need to change up the colors here, don't we? Where did our black go? There we go. And then I also think like maybe we should try a Japanese one. I don't speak Japanese, I don't know it, but we can probably Google Translate. Okay, now how do we do this? So hopefully this works. Ooh, okay. Now what's warning in Japanese? Okay, I wonder if we can bold. Ooh, cool. Okay, and then I'll have to fix up the spacing and everything. Let's see what this looks like. I'm just gonna trust this translation. There's gonna be mistakes someone will catch. Well, that they can tell me and maybe I'll fix it. Okay. We're just gonna have to accept this, chat. I don't know. There we go. It looks legit, okay? If you don't look too hard, I think, look, see, you can barely see it. Okay, now what's next? Thank you, Google Translate. I'm actually just gonna keep you up just in case I need you for a second. I mean, I could just take the one from here, but it's not like it's gonna be the same instructions. Right? I feel like we need a bit of spacing here. Okay. Okay, this is cute. Now, it's working out better than I thought it was going to work out, not gonna lie. Now, next page is this one, which I guess is like the... I don't know what this is called. The call IKEA if you need help. Which one we're looking at? Oh, we're looking at Billy. Okay. Materials and Okay, title warning is done. Materials. I thought this was the materials page. Equipment. I think it's equipment. Or like, probably the ask for help page. This one. Alrighty. Okay. How do I do this? It will be this page then, I think. Basically this one, but like in here. Okay, so I'm just gonna block this out and then we'll see. I keep saying that. So then we'll know what to do. So there's a person here. Materials. And then another block. Right? I guess we're only doing 2 because that's the only stuff we can fit in here. What would this be instead if we were to open up a capsule? It would be because you don't need any extra material, you just need an open space. So I'll probably need something like this to show you shouldn't. Okay, that's a fine. This is fine. Everything's fine. We can do this. Let's first create this like rounded out box so that we'll figure out what we need. Okay, stroke. We'll change the black. I'm pretty sure it's going to be this one. And then we will hide this. What is the roundedness of the edge? Okay. And then we'll change out the opacity just so we can like get this measured up. Probably this one, 14. I don't think this actually matters too much because, you know, we're just going to adapt it to what we need. This will be nice to know. Okay. Great. Right. Ooh, and then we'll take this one. Now, how close are these two? $28. Turn it back on. There we go. $40. Let's make this 40 as well. So it's all 40 all the way around. Okay. Then we'll need a couple illustrations. Well, 4 illustrations. One here, and then 2 more here, which we'll probably do next stream. And I need this like funky X, which I kind of like. Well, that's okay. No, this is gonna be so cute. Okay, this is fine. We'll handle that next time. No. Okay, so we did the title page, did the warning page, did the call IKEA if you need page. Now we need the materials page. Materials, I mean this page. So mostly like this section. How much room do we have here? I don't think this needs to be too complicated. So whatever we make here, this is like wrong, and this is wrong. Now this would be like, this is to like doing it in open area, and then this would be like call if need help. Okay. And then, so I think that's like it. I think those are like the only things we really need. Materials is going to be so this is just like if someone like a kid tries to climb on it, that's really bad. That's why you need these like anchors to the wall. But I don't think it matters in our case because I don't think we need that. Probably need like the capsule itself. So probably if I just take this. Do I just want a big one? I mean, that could be kind of cool. Yeah, maybe we'll just do this instead. Yeah, that would be nice. Okay. Cool. Which we'll probably have to draw this as well. And that's fine, I think. This could be 2 steps. So like sketching it out and then actually using vectors to create this and these images and all that stuff. So we'll probably have to do that next time. Now, I need the actual instructions, I think. Each page just has like a little number. Okay, well, I guess not everyone. It alternates. Okay. After this, it's 1 where you find it. So I just need this. So it'll be 5. Next is to click the top, which will be 6. And then we'll have to throw it, which is 7. Then poof, which is 8. And 9. Oh, we missed a prototype. Okay. Cool. Okay, I think that's gonna work. Now I need to see what the little like capsule poof looks like. Wait, do you guys know what I mean? Okay, so choose a capsule. Yeah. Now I just have to figure out how to illustrate that. So I think like the later versions, once they get to like Z and stuff, the capsule ends up having like this poof to it. Well, yeah. And this is what we're trying to do. Okay. The capsule and the time machine running Dragon Ball. That's the point. That's exactly what we're trying to do. Like the capsule technology that they had in Dragon Ball. We're trying to create like an IKEA instruction manual for it. So blending the two different stuff. Just pause the video, screenshot, and trace. No, it's a poof. Like it's just like an explosion. I think we should be able to handle that. Now, okay, let's just grab some resources for now. I think so time capsule we have, which is great. Now capsule we have as well, which is fine. I think I kind of need the house. Actually, no, let's take this one. I think this one's more like classic. I think that's one of my favorite things about like this whole Dragon Ball universe. All of their like technology and stuff is so cute and round. I think it's really like it makes it really fun. I think everything about Dragon Ball is like fun. The like just the characters and like how many different like species exist in the universe And it all makes sense for some reason. Like they all kind of fit together. For like, for example, like the Saiyans, like they're aliens. We have a bunch of other aliens. We have dinosaurs. We have dragons, gods, Namekians, humans. Like I think the king is like a dog or something. Like it all makes sense, and it's just fun. Now, what else am I looking for? See, we need the poof. We'll need this for a call for help. I think that's the resource we need. I don't know what to do about drawing the people. We'll see. Capsule we got, time machine, the click. Actually, I think we had a good screenshot of that. Hold on. Right. I think this would be good. So this would be like the click that we put here. I don't know if I need a throw one. I mean, we might as well. I feel like I'm gonna need this anyway, so I'll just do it now. There's never too many resources. Throw, time machine, poof. How do we draw like a cute poof thing? I think we can manage this, right? Okay, we'll do without. Okay. I think that'll work. Oh, I love it when they drove cars in that filler. That was the best filler ever. Okay. Yeah, I think that might be it for today then. Okay. Okay. Alrighty, you guys. I think that might be it for today. So we actually did a lot more than I thought we were going to. Figured out a layout. We have a bunch of our like assets. And then next time we just gotta draw it. I make it sound so simple. Next time we have to draw these out and then turn them into vectors, or I don't know, maybe we'll keep them strong. We'll see. And then we're and then that's it. Okay. Cool. I'm a little nervous. I'm gonna have to connect my iPad to the screen so hopefully you guys can see it. And we'll see how that goes. Okay, I'll make sure to have that set up for next time. Yeah, I think I'm gonna call it here just because you know, that's a lot to start up for now. But thank you guys so much for joining the stream. I appreciate you guys sitting here and like being with me while I try to do something that's totally new to, you know, not even just like what we usually do, but like what I do and what I'm comfortable with. I think this is just like a great opportunity to show that there's always room to improve, always room to learn more stuff, and that UI design is definitely very different from graphic design. So cool. Okay. So like always, our next stream is going to be on Saturday while we continue on with this project from 7 p.m. PST or 10 p.m. PST is going to be when we start. For any updates, definitely check out my Instagram at Charlie Chung, which is where I usually post when I'm going online. A VOD of this will be up on Twitch, or if you prefer to watch this on YouTube, it should be up tomorrow on my second channel, but I'll definitely have that linked and up and ready to go. But yeah, thank you guys so much for joining. It was a bit of a quick one, but I swear the next ones are going to be a lot longer because there's going to be a lot more struggling. Alrighty, I will see you guys in the next stream. See you Saturday.